Man, technology has advanced so much. Man, the mockups that you can create off of AI is crazy. Like, it's a whole photo shoot going on. It's just kind of crazy what you could do with this whole Kittle flow situation. And everything's already laid out for you. All you have to do is just plug in what you have and then literally just click. For example, I'm going to come on over here, and based off of what's already here, I'm just going to click on, let's see which one we want to try. I'm going to click on this one. Just going to click on this, and you just click generate again, and it's going to give you this. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how you can launch a product and start selling it within a matter of minutes. And I'm going to show you how you can literally build a whole brand around it, and you can steal all of this from me. So as you can see, you can go from brand to the actual mockup, multiple different styles of mockups within a matter of seconds. And I'll literally post the links down below so that you can get directly to this, so that you can steal this from me. We're going to start from building out the design, doing a few mockups within a matter of minutes. We're going to start from building out the actual product design to doing a handful of mockups within a matter of clicks, and we can even get more in depth with some crazy mockups. And once again, you can steal all of these things from me because I'll post the links for you so that you can literally just copy and paste your product design and you'll have all of this. So first and foremost, let's start with this. I know I recently did a survey video with you guys talking about what you guys want to see. I did see some of you guys say you want some Hustle Ninjas merch once again. I did do this like during 2020, I want to say, and a handful of you guys did show a lot of love and support, but I don't have the bandwidth and energy to really support a full-on Hustle Ninjas like merch website. But what I'm gonna do is do a pop-up shop for you guys, a Printify pop-up shop, and I'm gonna show you how to set it up real quick. This does not require you setting up a marketplace integration like selling on Etsy or even your own Shopify store. Maybe Shopify may feel too advanced for you. You already want to sell products directly to your friends and family, and this is a quick way to be able to do so. And maybe it's something that you just want to do for fun, right? So for example, I know someone who's in a band and they wanted to set up merch for their band, but they didn't want to set up the full-on website. This was a perfect solution for them. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the logo I had for Hustle Ninjas back in like 2019. This is literally just made up of clip art files. So first of all, let's go ahead and do this. We could start here and we can go ahead and start creating designs based off of it, but I do want to kind of create an updated version of this design real quick. So I'm going to create an artboard real quick, throw this guy on here, and then I'm gonna click on this button, connect with smartboard. So here I have a few updates just based off of that original one. This right here already looks completely better, right? It looks a whole lot nicer, right? More updated. All right, so now all I'm going to do is come on over here. I'm going to remove that one, put my little guy over here, and then we're gonna steal this whole flow. This is a Kittle AI flow, meaning you see these little artboards right here and then all these arrows going on. This is pretty much what's called a Kittle flow. So it is based off of prompts, AI prompts. It's gonna give you more different style designs based off of the original piece of art. And honestly, this is the best and only place that you can really do something like this. I've played with a lot of the other AI design platforms. This one right here is just, it gives you the most creative art style designs that can actually be used for merch, for especially for a brand. As you can see, like something like that is merch ready, and you can literally still play around with all of the elements, so you still have a whole lot of creative control and you have a lot of freedom with the design still. All right, so let's go ahead and start. This is how simple it is. So basically, I did have to change the ninja up real quick. I had to make one that was a little bit more kind of retro 90s style, but as you can see right here, I have the next flow over. As soon as I click on it, all I had to do is click generate again, and it'll pretty much give me an image based off of this image, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and click generate. This one was an adjustment based off of that one, but let's go ahead and do this one right here. We can see what it says, and you can also make some changes to the flow as well. So create an illustration of floppy disk drive. Let's say money. Hopefully that's good enough. And that says vibrant blue, pink, white, black palette, vibrant green palette, and let's just try that. All right, so we have our computer here. Let's go ahead and make our first adjustment. Now it says change the monitor screen into white 8-bit dino pixel character. Let's do like $pixel and remove character. Let's see how that goes. And as you can see, look, we got our money right here, and then we need something else. Let's go ahead and click on it. In the same cartoon vector style within and color palette as the input image, create an illustration of pixelated cursor. Let's do isolated dollars. That way, hopefully it's not just a stack of dollars. And then, oops, I didn't change the vibrant pink color, so we don't know what's gonna happen yet. So here we have it changed that into the dollar sign on the actual monitor. And then let's see if we could actually make this into text that we need it to say. So it says only 4 letters. They wanted it to say WASD, illustration of hustle as separate key buttons, but in that order, so separate All right, so let's see what happens here. Oh, cool. Look, we got the $ separated, well, the dollars separated, but it turned into that color. So what we can do is we can click on it and then we can click generate again. Or what we can do is we'll click on this one, add a smartboard, and let's move it over here. And then we're gonna come on over here, take this flow, and then we're gonna put it in here. And then we'll just remove this and put vibrant green and click generate. And then for this prompt, let's go ahead and click on it. Let's do jackpot arcade machine. Let's just see what happens. We'll click generate again. Oh, look, we got our letters right here. That's pretty interesting. So make the keys say ninjas instead of hustle. So let's see what happens if that simple of a prompt will be good enough. All right, so we got some more dollars. It's not necessarily completely separated. Oh, because I did not say to separate it. In this one, we said isolated dollars. I don't think I said that here. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so not perfect. We could erase it as well if we wanted to, or we could try to generate it again. It's kind of up to you, but regardless, now we got a jackpot machine over here. Let's go ahead and just gonna delete that one. I'm cool. All right, so now we can already start on this over here to pretty much have our final output poster based off of what we have over here. So as you can see, this is the image that they pieced together, and we can, so we can also edit this text right here, just like that. I'm just double clicking it. I didn't even need those letters. All right, so I'm gonna ungroup this because it's attached to this text and I can't move it around. So now let's go ahead and copy and paste. No, so this is also grouped. So what I need to do is also ungroup this. And then now I can zoom in a little bit and let's copy this U, and that should be good. So now go ahead and resize this up a little bit. So now what we can do is we're gonna remove the background to our ninjas right here. Man, this design right here looks way better. All right, so now just like that. And if we want this one right here, we'll just convert it to an image, remove background. We can do the same thing here. We'll convert this to an image and then we'll remove the background, and boom. So it's pretty much just like that. Like you have all your isolated elements, then you can pretty much create something. All right, so with lots and lots of playing around with the smart boards and reprompting it and then, you know, typing in different things, you can end up with a design just like this. Look at that, that's crazy, right? So you pretty much start with just your initial image, you give it the next prompt, you literally just let it do its thing. All you have to do is just, let me show you once again. All right, so here's another flow right here. This would be one of those cool blueprint style designs. You see a lot of cars with this style design. I don't know how perfect it would work because, you know, if you put an engine on here, it's not gonna come up. I know AI is not gonna come up with like the perfect diagram of the actual motor and whatnot, right? But you can use it for different things like a figure. So for example, this is the initial object it gives us, allows us to use. I'm gonna put in our ninja once again. I'm not gonna do anything creative here. All I'm going to do is click on this smartboard, click on this, and whatever prompt's already there, I'm gonna click generate again. And boom, check it out. I have this ninja right here in this more sketch style design. Pretty sick. All right, so now I'm gonna click on this one because this smartboard is attached to this one right here, right? And all I'm gonna do is click on this area, make the color white outline, whatever. Just click generate again, and it's already gonna go into the next step of the flow. And check it out, we have the next step, and now we can pick any other smartboard down here that we want to, you know, use. For example, this one's already attached to that one, so I'm just gonna click on it, click generate again, and it will generate a piece of art based off of what that prompt was supposed to create. And there we have it. So it looks a little bit more different than how theirs kind of look. This is where you do need to be a little bit more specific and say, you know, we don't want kind of that shading look, we just want outlines and all those things. But just from this original piece right here, that looks pretty crazy. So you still have your own creative ability to do whatever you want to do with it, but the goal here is it'll give you one whole end piece that you can use so that you can have your own complete new piece of art based off of what you already have. All right, so now we're gonna create some mock-ups based off of this design, and all I'm going to do right here, this final output of my design. Do I want to change ninjas? Kind of how it's kind of similar to that one maybe. Let's move this one. Okay, I think that one works a little bit better. All right, so what I'm going to do here is click add mockup. Kittle prior, you had to go to, like, when you click mockup, it take you to a whole nother page, but now you can do it directly on the whole entire project file. So here we have our actual mockup, right? I'm gonna use a basic mockup right now, and then I'm going to elevate it with one of the other flows. All right, so with the mockup, you can pick whichever one that they have available on here. For example, if I want this guy, it's gonna pop up this guy, right? And I can change it to this one right here if I wanted to. I could change it to this guy right here. And we can also create our own mockups. Also, what they have changed, for example, is if I move the design around on here, it's also going to be reflective on the mockup in live time. For example, I move this down, it's already moved that down on the mockup. So pretty interesting. All right, so now I'm just gonna let's change the mockup color. Oh, let's not do that. So what we wanna do is change the background color here. Okay, and that also changes the mockup color. Okay, so our mockup right here, I'm gonna convert it to an image. So I actually found this one right here is a cyberpunk photoshoot flow. And man, the mockups that you can create off of AI is crazy. Like, it's a whole photo shoot going on. There's actually a handful of these, right? So let's go ahead and try this one, check it out. So this already gives you the concept idea of like what you want the model to wear. But instead of this right here, let's double click this. What I'm gonna do is crop this down. And then what we're going to do is paste in our shirt here, our shirt. And let's see if it makes it nice and realistic. Make this artboard slightly larger. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I'm clicking on this smartboard right next to it, right? I'm gonna click on, see what the prompt says. Wearing a futuristic outfit combined with accessories the model stands tall for. Let's just click generate again and see if it comes with the exact t-shirt on the model. We'll see what happens. And there we have it. It is the exact, I won't say it's exact, but you can get away with it. That's really crazy. I don't like how it's kind of tucked in. I was hoping it was gonna be like oversized baggy. I can see why it is tucked in though, based off of the pictures that we provided. But let's just go ahead and click on this one, and I'm just gonna use the same prompt from prior and see what happens. Okay, there we go. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so I have an idea here. You see how it's tucked in? It's because like we have the pants right here all the way to the waist, so it thinks that we probably want it all the way to the waist. So we're gonna try this one over here. I'm gonna crop this one down to about there. I'm going to click done. I'm gonna paste this one like directly on top of it, so maybe it'll make the t-shirt on top. And I feel like we can get a closer quality style design in the actual mock-up if we just gave it the very large style piece of art from the actual design as well. That way it can see it a whole lot better. So now I'm going to click on the prompt that's here. Just gonna click generate, whatever's there. We're just stealing the flow. We're using whatever flow is already available to us, and we just go from there. All right, so we need to remove this little bra thing going on. So it did come up right there, as you can see it. You know, you have to think about like what kind of piece of garment we're giving to the actual model as well. Just a t-shirt does not look well with like the rest of this outfit. It's actually pretty decent with like these pants right here. But you know, with like a black hoodie or something we wanted to sell, it probably would have did a whole lot better. We need to remove this kind of bra futuristic kind of thing over here, and then we could try it again. So here, generate again. Okay, it's still giving her that bra. It must be in the prompt that I'm not seeing, or I'm not reading, right? So right here it says with chrome chest accessories. I did not read it. So I changed the prompt. I didn't know there was a prompt in there that made her wear that chest accessory. So let's see what happens now. All right, now here we have it. This is the best it gets right here. This is great. Just obviously the t-shirt does not go with the fit, but you can see it clearly. Like you can see, and it's like a nice fit on her and everything. Obviously if it was black, it would have looked a whole lot better. It's just kind of crazy. It's just kind of crazy what you could do with this whole Kittle flow situation, right? And everything's already laid out for you. All you have to do is just plug in what you have and then literally just click. For example, I'm going to come on over here, and based off of what's already here, I'm just going to click on, let's see which one we want to try. I'm gonna click on this one. I'm just gonna click on this, and you just click generate again, and it's gonna give you this. Boom, look at that. A whole different position of the model, same product, same everything. It's just kind of crazy. Man, technology has advanced so much. All right, so I'm not a huge fan of this actual design and how it came out, so I'm going to create another one real quick, and then we'll create a pop-up store. Okay, so I played around with it a little bit, ended up just giving it a single cream colorway. And then as you can see, once again, the Kittle AI flows. Look, this is the original one. It already gave you all of this. All you have to do is put your design or logo right here. Click on it, click generate. I do notice that you may have to tweak it slightly. For example, it says exact color fidelity. Every time I clicked generate right here, it made the whole hoodie brown. Instead, I just said keep the hoodie green. So right here, I copied the whole thing over so that you guys could see it. I put my logo right here, and then all I did was click on this one. Once again, I just changed one small piece of the prompt, and then we have our actual mockup right here with the ninja right there. And then all I did was click on this one. I just clicked generate on that one. I didn't even change anything. It gave me the ninja right there with a whole different, like, you know, whole different image, whole different angle of the actual image. And then I didn't even have a back image, so I just created a smart board based off of that one. Give me a back version of this exact model, make them face the other way, and then I pretty much got myself my own mock-up right here, and then I pretty much put the design on the back as well. And just to show you once again, here's a whole nother flow. This is the original thing right here. All I did was put my logo on it. It automatically put it on all of these, and then I just click prompt all the way down the flow right here, and then, you know, you pretty much get the whole thing going. All right, so now onto the Printify pop-up store. All you have to do is click on Printify. I'll post links to everything down below. Once again, we have the Printify that we're using so that you can create this initial pop-up store so that you can just give someone a link without having to create an Etsy or Shopify store. And then also Kittle is what we use for the whole designs and the whole AI flows. So I'm gonna click launch pop-up store, and then store name, we'll just type in Hustle Ninjas. I'm gonna leave the space out for now because I want the URL to not have that dash. And then we can pretty much edit how we want this pop-up shop to look. We could do black, do white, we could do this one. I wish there was white with the black at the bottom. We'll just click on this one. Click here to customize how your store is going to look and feel. Okay, cool. So you can still change it right here. I'm gonna click themes, click on this duo light. I'm gonna click create custom theme, and then we just want the footer to be black and then the primary to be white. Perfect. And then we could add our logo right here. I really don't have a new revamped logo to match it right now. I could use the AI to create a new one, but for the sake of time, we're just gonna go ahead and hit back. And then we're just gonna click on this products tab right here, and then we're gonna look for a hoodie. I'm gonna sort it by the lowest price, and I'm familiar with a lot of these hoodies and blanks. So, you know, a Gildan G185 is gonna get the job done. It is kind of the lowest quality. Lane 7 is a little bit higher quality. I'm trying to find the lowest price I can get you guys. That way, for those of you guys who want to support, you know, you guys will have the link down below. I used to do this all the time, and you guys used to purchase quite a bit for support, so I do appreciate you guys in the past. So I'm gonna go with the Lane 7, and right here you have the option for DTG or embroidery. Embroidery is going to be a little bit more expensive, and you're gonna be limited on the actual colors that you can use for the actual print, quote unquote print, the threads. So direct to garment, we're gonna go with direct to garment, and I like to click choose manually, because if you have a shop that's shipping out multiple products from different stores, you're gonna be paying shipping more than once. So I typically like to stick to just a few amount of different providers. I'm gonna use Monster Digital here, and then here's the print area size, 4200 by 2799. So there's two different ways we can go about it to actually create the chest piece. You can just upload the exact size that you need it to be, 4x4, 300, upload it, and then kind of move it around, and hopefully that print placement comes out fairly accurate every single time. Or you can make the whole entire print dimensions in 4200 by 2799 and do your best to just adjust it towards that left chest. So it's kind of up to you. It's not going to be accurate every single time. Let's try like just a centerpiece instead. So I did upscale and vectorize the actual image. So the thing is, when you do the AI prompts, it's going to come out as an image, and when you resize it, it's not going to be extreme high quality, and then you can pretty much scale it up without losing the actual quality. I'm going to click on it, actual design, and then what I'm going to do right here is click the center button. That way I know it's aligned and centered. So this is fairly close to the top. I'm going to move it down slightly, and in order for you to be able to tell the exact dimensions, what you can do is change the ruler's guide to inches, and at 300 dpi you can tell what the actual size of the actual image is. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and click download. I only want artboard number 28. I'm gonna download this at 300 dpi. We do also need to redo the mockup as well, because yeah, remember we did this as a left chest and not centered, so we do need to redo this as well. We'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and finish where we're at. We downloaded that, we're gonna upload it. Boom, we have that. that, we're gonna select our colors available for our hoodie. I'm gonna go with that sports green. Hopefully that looks good in person. I'm not too sure. All right, I'm gonna exit out of this one because this lane 7 hoodie I'm familiar with, but I'm not too familiar with this actual color hoodie. So I might have to go with the Gildan because I'm more familiar like the colored greens that they actually provide. All right, so now I'm on the Gildan hoodie. Oops, that's too many colors. I'm gonna go with the military green. Actually, let's do the forest green. All right, cool. And then now we need the backside. So for the backside, let's see what the dimensions supposed to be. 4200 by 4800. And you can also do this way to convert the size so that you actually know it as well. This is kind of the slower way to do it. The best way to kind of do it is just in the design platform itself. But you know, over time, you'll just kind of have an idea. So for example, 4200 pixels, it's going to be 14-inch wide print, 4800 tall, 16-inch tall. So 14 inches wide, but 16 inches tall is what you're going to get in real life. So we have that resized, going to download it. Make sure it's 300 DPI. 300 DPI is for print in the real world. 72 DPI is what you see on the web. Boom, we have that. I'm going to click save product. All right, cool. Now we're on to the next step right here. Just going to name this real quick. Hustle Ninjas Retro. Nah, I'm just going to put Hustle Ninjas hoodie. Cream Forest Green. Is that how you spell forest? Is it 2 R's? I'm not sure. All right, so now description. Typically for descriptions, I like to go with the Gildan G185 and see what the details are for that specific hoodie instead of like what it says here. Let me see. So it's a little much. No one's gonna read all that. For example, I found the exact hoodie right here. I'm just going to paste that in, and then we'll remove the parts that's not related to our actual hoodie. All right, that's good enough. Add size table to the description because size charts are important. All right, now I'm gonna scroll down, click on the actual pricing right here. We're going to change it, and your production costs can be different as well. If you have the premium plan, you can use my code. You get it for free for 30 days. So the production cost would actually be cheaper than this if you use code Hustle Ninjas. Right now it's the most expensive because I don't have the code on this account. So I'm not aiming for a profit here. If you guys purchase, it's just for you guys to have it, right? For example, it's $30 plus almost $9 for shipping. I put it as 39 bucks. That's like my total cost. Once again, the pricing right here is really expensive because I don't have the premium plan enabled right now, and that's why you see it at this price. Okay, so now I'm gonna scroll back up, and right here I'm gonna upload our mockups that we actually have. All right, so now when I save these mockups, I can leave it at 72 DPI because these are images for the web. All right, so now back on Printify, going to click upload, and we can replace previous mockup selections. I'm not going to. I still want at least one front and one hoodie back, just like that, so we can keep that so that whoever's looking at it can still get a good visual without it being on an actual model. Now all we have to do is click publish, and now look, it's published, and all you have to do is go to that domain that you had earlier, hustleninjas.printify.me, and it's available for sale. Once again, there's pros and cons to doing it this way. This isn't like you having a full-on Shopify store and whatnot. Oh, I forgot to put the amounts available, but you know, this is a start. If you just want to go ahead and start selling some merch to some friends, some family, maybe you have something that you're doing. Oh man, what's wrong with this text? I just noticed this on this mockup. So the text, the font is wrong here. But anyways, we'll get that fixed. For example, maybe you want to start your brand, you don't know how to do the Etsy, the Shopify thing, you want to sell some merch to some friends. Maybe you're doing some holiday shirts just for the family or something, you know? And if you ever want this for yourself, you can just click on it right here, click create order. You can order yourself a sample, and you can actually have yourself your very own first hoodie. Right here, you'll just select the size that you want, type in your shipping info, and you get it shipped to yourself. If this video helped you out, go ahead and let me know. Type it in down below. If you want to steal my Kittle flows, I'll have the links down below for you to build your own Printify pop-up shop just like that. The link will be down below as well. See you guys in the next one.